Hello everyone. In this video we are going to review how to perform the merge in the version where we are using lists. So in the last video we saw merge sort, and in merge sort there's a key step, and that step is this one. Is when you actually merge two lists. The two lists are already sorted, and you have, in the process of merging, you have to generate a new list that is also sorted. So we are going to review how to implement this merge part of the merge sort. So there are two ways of implementing the merge. One is having two arrays, two sorted arrays, and you are going to generate a new array with all the numbers from the two arrays sorted, or you have two lists. I'm going to use the list implementation because that gives me the opportunity to explain two things: merge and lists. And so let's start. Let's see first the idea behind the merge. So you have two lists. The lists are already sorted. This is the input to the merge. The lists must be sorted. And what we do is we inspect the first element of each list. We are assuming that we are sorting from smallest to largest. And we select the smallest of both elements and we put it in a new list. And after that, we remove the smallest element from the list. And then we repeat. Go for the first element of each list, select the smallest, goes to the new list, and we remove that element from the original list. Go again for the first element. So you see that since we are going to implement this with lists, the function, the operation list, first of the list is very important because you need it to compare which first element of each list is the smallest one. So we are comparing 9 and 14. 9 is the smallest, goes to the new list and disappears from the left list. Again, 14 is the smallest, goes to the new list and disappears from the right list. Again, this is the turn of 17, goes to the new list, disappears from the left list. Again, 23 goes to the new list. The left list has been left empty, so there's nothing else to do. We have nothing to compare to, so we just copy whatever is in the right list to the new list. So this is the copy of all the elements here, and we are done. The new list has all the elements sorted. So let's see how this can be implemented in the code. Before watching the following video, please make sure that you go back to the lecture on lists and you review the slide where the operations of the list are described. We are going to need first, that returns the first element of the list; rest, that extract the first element of the list and return the rest of the list; and cons, that has two arguments, a number and a list. And what it does is adding this number at the beginning of the list. So let's go for the code. So we need two sorted linked lists as an input, and this is the merge of two lists. Let's see the parts of this code, because it's important that you understand the parts before we execute the code. If one of the lists is null, in this case if A is null, we just return B, because there's nothing in A to compare to, so we just return B. And analogously, we do the same here. If the list, this is a copy and paste error here, is if list B is empty, then we just return list A, okay? And then we have the comparison. If they are not empty, we have to compare the first element of list A with the first element of list B. If A is lower than or equal to the first element of B, we are going to construct a list that has as a first element the smallest one, and then we have to merge again the remaining list, whatever is remaining from A after we extract the first element, and B. So here we have a recursive call. If not, if B was lower than A, then we have to construct a list where B is the first element, and we proceed to execute merge with the rest of B and A. So let's see how this works with a real example. Here we have two lists. One of them is sorted, and so we call merge, and we ask whether the list A is null, is not, So we ask whether the list B is null. No, it's not. So now we compare the first two elements. Now we are going to select the smallest element, that's 3, put it in a new list, and call merge again. So as this condition is true, we do that. So we construct a new list. This is cons, the construct. We put the first element of A, which was the smallest, 3, and the rest of the list is going to be determined by the merge function performing with this the rest of A, because number 3 is already here, so the rest of A, you can see here the rest of A, and the list B complete, because we haven't extracted anything from B. Okay, so because this is another recursive call, we call merge with the rest of A and B. So we enter again, is not null, B is not null, A is not lower than or equal to B, so we enter the else. So we are going to construct here a list that starts with the number 6, and we are going to proceed with the merge of this list, this complete list. This is list A, you have it here, and the rest of list B, because number 6 has been structured. And I'm just going to squeeze this in a smaller font so I can fit all the recursion in the same page. So this is exactly the same information you have here, just with smaller letters. So we are going to call merge again, but now with these two lists. So we enter here, none of the lists is null, and the first element of A is actually lower than the first element of B. So we put 9 here in the first element of the list, and we call merge with the remaining list, the rest of A and B. So again we call with 6, 17 and 14 as different lists. None of them are null. A is not lower than B, so we call this. And so we are going to put the smallest element here, and we are going to merge 17, which is this list, with the rest of this list, which is null. So again, we are going to squeeze. In the next slide, you will see that these two lines are put in just one line for the sake of space. This is the only change. So everything has been squeezed here, and we are entering a new call of the merge with 17 and null. And now list A is not null, but oh, sorry, there's a mistake here. Okay, so it's not, oh no, it's not a mistake, sorry. So list A is not null, go to the next. List B is null, so we are going to return A. So A is the list 17, so this merge has been called, and the whole result of calling this merge is 17. So we now are going to see that this list that was returned from the last time we called merge is going to have 14 and 17. Great. Now we have this list ready. We are going to return it where to the last time this function was called. So we are going to return this to this, and now this result of merge is the list 14, 17, and it's going to be added to the element 9. So you can see here, this is already, the list starts to look sorted. And this is the result of this calling of merge. So we are going to return this list to this part, and it's going to be added to the 6. So we return it, and that's it. And now we are going to return this list to this merge. And now we are going to have 3 plus this list. And that's the final result of calling merge. After returning this, that you can see is the merge of two lists sorted. The execution of merge finished.